Welcome to The Informant, the podcast that talks about anything and everything. We cover from sports, religion, politics, social, you name it. I'm your host as ever, Doc McLeod. So without any further ado, let's delve right into it. Beloved brethren, I don't know where you are. You could be in Australia, Canada, America, Africa, whichever part of the world you are. Good morning, good evening, or good day. Right, once you see this paper in my hand, then you know definitely I've come with some updates for the people. We love our nation. That's why we are doing what we are doing, so that everything remains under control. As much as it's information that some people are not supposed to know, you've got to be knowing because it's our country. Stopping a war, stopping differences, stopping arguments, stopping each other from crossing each other's path, it's all about building our nation. It's part of building the nation. Right, finally, guns down, but tension still exists. It has been agreed that guns needs to be put down. The guns have to stop being blazed. Reason, because everyone in this fight has got some foreign backing of their own. So at the end of the day, they've agreed that if we allow for the guns to blaze, the foreign troops are going to take advantage by escalating this war into such an extent that it will be difficult for the nation to tone it down. The minute it fails to tone down, it means to say we become a war-torn zone. That way now, a lot of things are going to be lost. Lives are going to be lost. Resources are going to be lost because nobody begs you for free. Everybody begs you for what they can get from you. So the negotiations have taken place, and there was no public announcement. There was no public showdown to see who was on top of the other. All they did was just to make sure that it has been agreed silently. So all the foreign forces have moved out under a full Air Force investigation or under a full Air Force surveillance. They have been monitored and wiped out peacefully. They have been given what we call a VIP exit. So everything has been done quietly without anybody noticing. Right. The protocol for their exit was very, very tight. So right now, I cannot say things are back to normal, but the foreign backing for the two parties have all been asked to go out. The main player in this game was Valerio Sibanda. His General Valerio Sibanda, he refused to have Zimbabwe as a war zone under his watch. He said, this will not happen under my command. The man is tempting authority. Army is standing neutral and is not interested in all these fights. So at the end of the day, we move forward. The tension which has been made public by Honorable Mnangagwa, who came out guns blazing, firing and denigrating the person of VP Chiwenga, is what brought everything to public. For that reason, it made even people like us who are always quiet to start to comment. Why? Because such issues are bedroom issues. Kids don't need to hear about them. But on that regard, whether it was an advice, we want to believe it was the wrong advice for such an honorable person to be coming on public domain in front of the media, denigrating another great general, General Chiwenga. I think right now things are going to have to be sorted through dialogue. But how is this going to be? Done? Diplomacy has now been put in place, and has now been agreed that there shouldn't be any distractions to what's about to be negotiated. The Zimbabwe sovereignty has been placed as a priority over the differences that's existing within the party of ZANU-PF. Remember, the challenge we have here, it's a ZANU-PF in-house divide, which is spiraling to be causing a national divide. You will see that for the first time ever, medias that have been reporting on behalf of the opposition, they have all centered their attention now to the divide within ZANU-PF. And they seem to be going behind another person who they want to front their agenda, because on their own, it is said they have failed. So let's not confuse the two. This is a ZANU-PF in-house divide. Right, let me read what I have here. A lot has been placed on public domain. A lot has not been placed on public domain to avoid scrutiny and investigation. So everything is going to be dealt with silently. Everything is going to be dealt with intelligently. Everything is going to be dealt with at military intelligence level, so that peace continue to prevail, although the tension is still there. All they're trying to do is to avoid it from escalating. What's the priority now? People could be asking. A dialogue has been put, number one, as the first priority, that the two parties need to have a round table and find a common ground, and a solution to these challenges. Number two issue that has been put as priority, it is the accountability of everything. That's going to start from here on, not forgetting even the things that have happened before. So they are saying, let's have accountability. Let's get to know what was done by who and at what cost, and how was it transacted, and up to this, what are the results and how are they to be judged. So all that, they are saying accountability is issue number two that we need to look into. Number three, it is also the constitutional reform. Not as is proposed by Sengezo Shavango, it is the constitutional reform within the ZANU-PF party itself. Look at this. Remember, when the late sitting president, Robert Gabriel Mugabe, was president, he amended the constitution to fit his tight jacket, his straight jacket, so that he protects his position. When the Second Republic came, the then once fired vice president, who's now the current president, just came and fit in there. So what they are saying is he is doing also things that are going to continue to protect him in that jacket. And whoever takes third will also try and tighten it to the best of them. So herefore, they are saying the two factions are not working together very well. Things have to be discussed and be sorted out. So what has the military said? The military internal said, they declared that today they stopped a war that was about to start. If the reasons for the war are not fixed, then that war might come back again. So they don't just want to stop. They don't just want to say they have stopped the war just today, but they also want to know that, are we also going to attend to the reasons that almost caused the war? If we don't, then the following day, tomorrow, the guns are also still going to be coming out again. So they are believing that the problem that has made them to have these differences needs to be addressed. Not just because they have stopped the war today, but they have stopped the war for the reason of them wanting to dialogue and put solutions to the problems that have emanated and led to the escalation of this problem. So that tomorrow they don't sit down again and argue over certain things. Right. The generals have spoken. The foreign backup forces, they have left the country. The war that almost started has now been silenced, if not avoided, which are three positive things, meaning to say anything within the nation is now going to be dealt with by people within the country. Some people will be asking, so who lost and who won with these moves that have been made? Others will ask, has VP Chiwenga been weakened? Because the name we are licensed to say it, because a person of Comrade Geza, Comrade Bombshell, mentioned it, and he made people to believe that he is running behind the VP, and nowhere on record have we seen the VP come out to condemn what Comrade Geza said. So we will continue to refer to that camp as VP Chiwenga's camp. So has the VP been weakened again, or has His Excellency the sitting president Emmerson Mnangagwa started to regroup again? So As time goes, all will be told we are just there to foresee as things move forward. Politics, let's understand this, it's not for the weak or the faint-hearted. Politics is for the seasoned and the renowned. So who is going to give in? It's a matter now of a give and take. It's a matter of compromising a bit, not continuing to be comrades or soldiers in a battle. There is a time you need to retreat. There is a time you've got to lose a bit for you to gain something. Or there's a time you've got to gain something for you to lose something. It's a give and take situation that they now have. Right? When power confronts power, as we have seen here within the two camps, you will see that no arrests will be made. The only people that get arrested are people who just say things when they don't have power or are not begged by power or never given assurance by power. So today, power confronted power. And after power confronted power, a dialogue has been agreed that it should be tabled. And the army is waiting for this to take place. I want to believe, I haven't been informed on this, but I want to believe the army is going to be the intermediaries to this. At the very same time, the army does no longer wants to be connected with the party. They want to be independent so that they avoid one such situation reoccurring again. In this period, it was just now a matter of just flexing the muscles. One bringing in their backup, the other one also bringing in their backup. Before you know it, foreign troops are in our foreign land, trying to back up our locals, which could have, if not handled properly, spiraled into a foreign war, because every other country outside which was backing will be coming for benefits. But what was happening also that people needed to know, all our neighboring countries, especially South Africa, they were watching. Zambia, they were watching, because they know any disturbance in Zimbabwe can also cost them in their own nation. This is now the part of SADC. But I want to believe, as of now, things seem to have calmed down. I didn't say calmed down totally, but things seem to have calmed down a bit for the people to be sitting down for a dialogue. This is the position as of now. Anything else will keep you updated. But I want to believe, continue to hear the silence, to see the silence and hear the silence. It means to say something is being sorted behind the scenes. The army stood in. The army stood in to defend what could have gone bad, what could have gone worse. But now the nation should know that a dialogue is now being put together. When I say today, this video was from yesterday, and I'm doing it today. I'm not a blogger. I cannot continue to be here every day. I've got other things to do. But we continue to cover our nation in prayers and believing that the best solution is one that will satisfy every person, every Zimbabwean. And I hope everyone is ready to come down from their high horses to degrade themselves, so that at some point they can all sit down and negotiate to reach an addendum, to reach to one good conclusion that will serve the nation's interests. As of now, that's me. Let me sign off. I'll keep you updated as long as something comes through.